year 1990 was memorable to all of us for many different reasons. We saw things in the political field, such as Nelson Mandela being freed from prison. We saw East and West Germany reunited. We also saw the US Supreme Court passing a law banning the burning of flags. But in the arcade world, we saw releases of games as classic as Aliens, Smash TV, Pit Fighter, and Alien Storm. But a not-so-popular title released by Taito in the year 1990 was this unique beat-em-up side-scrolling shooter known as Thunder Fox. So, let's take a look at this very unique piece of history.
In 1987, Taito released The Ninja Warriors, an action game where players slowly stroll forward and fend off hordes of enemies. And this game was actually played in a widescreen mode with 3 separate monitors all side by side together. It's not immediately apparent, but Taito's Thunder Fox is essentially a follow-up to the Ninja Warriors, except instead of ninjas, you go to 80s action movie. In that sense, the military theme is also very similar to Green Beret or Russian Attack. The enemies are terrorists who are threatening the world via undescribed means, and the only massively beat-up soldiers, Thunder and Fox, have the muscles to beat them into submission. Now, as the heroes, they walk onto the battlefield equipped with only a knife, so the action is primarily focused on close combat. But there are also numerous weapons dropped by enemies, however, including flamethrowers, handguns, grenades, and bazookas. Though their ammunition is extremely limited, beyond the typical stabbings, shootings, the heroes can also jump, kick, and execute super high jumping somersaults, which can be used to leap over barriers and attack airborne foes. Now, one of the coolest aspects of this game as I played through it is you actually get to use vehicles. So on the very first level here, you can see you get inside of a Jeep. The second level takes you into this helicopter type vehicle or hydroplane top vehicle that zooms in and lets you blast enemies with the cannons in the front, and then you'll actually jump in and out of the vehicles to interact with the environment as you see me going down here to the next part of the level. Now, I really enjoyed this jet ski level where you're cruising up and down the water, shooting enemies on other jet skis and also with helicopters flying above. But just a really fast-paced, action-packed game. And one of the coolest things about it is you can play 2 players at the same time. So you and your buddies can team up and fight hordes of enemies and extremely tough bosses together as you battle through Thunder Fox with the 2-player action mode. Now, one of the coolest things I found out about this 2-player mode is at the end of the game, after you beat the final boss, there's actually a super cool surprise that you wouldn't expect and don't see in a lot of other games. But I'm going to leave that part up to your imagination because I don't want to spoil it for you. But be sure to check out Thunder Fox on your MAME cabinet or download it on your PC to check it out. I know I'm going to be hunting for this actual dedicated cabinet sometime in the near future.